What the fluff is going on, everybody? Welcome to the first filmed episode that we've had in a little bit. And yeah, welcome to the What the Fluff podcast. Hope you guys are doing beautiful. This one is a little different because I wanted it to be me, and there was just some stuff that I've had on my brain that I wanted to try and talk out. And so this week's episode is about doing things that make you feel better and not make you feel good. And how understanding how difficult that can be to establish, and how to continue to push to do that. So I'll go in little steps. So first of all, there's the just general aspect of awareness in all of this. Pretty much every time that we have more serious conversations like this, when it comes to dealing with your own emotions and dealing with your feelings and stuff like that. And you'll guys notice I have a deck of cards in my hands. This is actually what I do every time I'm talking on stream, or even if I'm doing an episode of the What the Fluff, like I have something in my hand just because it makes me I feel like I can focus better. Anyway, so if you see me talk with these, you're like, where the hell are those coming from? Ta-da, magic! There's the general idea of awareness in all of this, right? Because if we are not aware of what we're feeling, and then aware of why we're feeling what we're feeling, or all of that stuff, then none of these things are going to be able to be applied, right? So if you're new to discovering your own emotions or working through your feelings, the first thing that you have to be aware of is those feelings, is those emotions. So for example, if I am about to go on a first date and I have that feeling in my chest, what I need to do is realize, okay, yeah, that might be feeling like anxiety. Okay. And then I start thinking to myself, why am I anxious? And it's like, okay, well, she's cute. I don't want her to not like me. I want to make sure that I look good enough. I don't want to feel less than. And then you start to realize slowly that, oh shit, when I first felt this anxiety, it felt like something, oh my God, there's no way I can do this. I shouldn't be doing this. And then when you start to become aware of all those other things that are making you feel that way, you realize more about that feeling, in that, oh shit, it's not something that I don't want, but it's something that I want, but I'm scared to go and get, right? And that's where I learned the word skyded from Glennon Doyle, because she was having that feeling, and it was through talking it out and being like, well, are you scared? Yes. But is it something you want? Yes. Okay. Then that's a scared excited, because you're not wanting that thing, right? It's not like you're about to go jump off a high cliff and you're like, no, I really don't want to do that. I'm not excited to do that. No, that feeling is different than like, yeah, I want to get in the bottom of the water, but I'm afraid to make that jump. Through awareness, you start to be able to distinguish between even that minute level of, okay, very same feelings internally through your body, but different inputs, different reasons, right? So that is where the awareness plays into this. And then it's being aware of what is going to make you better and what makes you feel good. What I mean by that is, as someone who is very in love with instant gratification, it can be easy when you're working through emotional things, or you're feeling a certain way and feeling a negative way. You want something to comfort yourself, right? Because who doesn't want comfort? And so instead of sitting and being aware and diving into those emotions to truly figure out what's going on with them, what I would do, and what so many of us do, is we go and we do something that's going to make us feel good. That means something in the moment that's going to take us out of this moment and into a place of something that isn't that hurt, isn't that angst, whatever that emotion might be. However, when you finish doing that good thing, you're still left with whatever caused that initial hurt, with whatever that potential unknowing is, or that lack of discovery in that moment that was trying to tell you that there was something to dive into, right? Because when you're feeling those feelings of emotions, of being scared, of being angry, there's a reason. There's a trigger. There's something that is deep there, or maybe it's right on the surface that is saying like, hey, pay attention to me. Please, I'm right here, right? So, for example, food and weed for me is what became that feel good. It became, oh shit, I'm getting too anxious. All right, let's get super high. All right, that way I feel good and I'm not super anxious anymore. And then it got to a point where, okay, if I was having a really down day, then like I needed that extra boost to feel good. So it would be, all right, let's smoke some weed. And now let's just let the munchies take over and let's let food be the feel good. But when all is said and done, I'm not better, right? I haven't learned more about myself. I haven't chosen to discover what is causing me to feel that way in that moment. So that leads to doing something that makes you feel better, which is the thing that in the moment might not give you that instant gratification, but when you end it, that doesn't mean that while you're doing it, you can't be enjoying it, right? So for example, going to the gym, that's a difficult thing because sometimes going to the gym is awful and I don't want to do it and I don't want to be there. But I know that when I walk out of that gym, I'm going to feel better than I did before I walked in. Then there's other days where I really want to go and I enjoy every single second. And then I leave the gym and I feel better than I did before. Something like that. But that's also not the discovering of those things, right? So I think more of what I'm trying to impose or trying to suggest to everyone is if you are trying to perhaps not deal directly with whatever that pain might be, maybe you're not trying to discover it and sit and feel it. I think what I'm trying to invite you to is to maybe a more difficult activity that brings you happiness. I hate these moments where I get stuck because of course I don't like to edit these and I like to sort of walk you all through how my brain is working through these things. And that led to this moment right now, which is I'm not trying to say that you have to sit there and feel your feelings all the time. That's not fun. It's difficult. It's horrible to an extent when you're like, all right, I'm over it. I think what I'm trying to say is when you get to those moments, when you get into those things, to reach for the harder thing. For me, it's going to concerts, it's going to volleyball, it's going to the gym, it's going to jujitsu, it's reading self-help things, it's going outside and going for a walk. But you know what's crazy is all 6 of those things are harder to do than smoke weed and eat food. And I think that's what I'm trying to get to, is that we all have things that we love that when we're not feeling our best can be difficult to do. It can be difficult to get the motivation, even to just pick up a book and sit there and read, because we know that our brains might be going through all these crazy thoughts. But what happens when I do force myself through the first 5 minutes of discomfort of reading, through the discomfort of putting on the clothes and getting into the car and actually driving, there gets to a point where like my inner self comes out and is like, yeah, this is what I wanted, you know? And so I guess that's what I'm trying to impose onto you guys, or to suggest, or to put out there in the world, is write a list of the things that make you really happy, that even when you're having a bad day, if you go and do them, you end up feeling better. Write that list down and give it a shot, right? Maybe you're not having the best day and you want to go to whatever your easy feel good is. Pull out that list, find something on there and just do it. and see how that works. Yeah, I know this is a super short episode this week, but I'm hoping this all ends up making sense. So, y'all, thank you guys for listening. I know this was little. It's always easier to go on a back and forth with this, and I know I could talk more about it if that was the case. But who knows? Maybe when we bring the next person in, this is something that we'll talk about. But thank you guys for taking the time to listen. Thank you guys for being here. I love you guys, man. I appreciate getting to have these conversations, whether it's going to be solo ones like this, whether it's with guests. Either way, I appreciate you guys for clicking here and for watching and listening. So make sure you like this wherever this podcast is being listened to. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one next week.